Now, Venus and Pisces, these people, this is the exaltation point of Venus right here. So these people, right? These people like to, care. Like, not just love, but care for you too. That's doing extra in the heart tropical. For the people they love and care for. These people, right? If in their heart they feel that you are going through a hard time, they'll make sure that they can do something for you to help you get somewhere. At least change your mood in the moment. You might be down and, like, oh, fuck, feeling all kind of ways. They feel that. These people feel that now. They feel your pain and other things. They will, come around and, change your mood somehow. They'll make you feel better. They might talk to you. They might, tell you about some things that you could do with them to make you feel better. Give you some advice, wisdom. Because these people are, kind of wise about things. If you're feeling hurt, they can, help you get through that, because they've been hurt too before, typically, not always though, they can, if they ain't like that though, they can still help you out. They can still, get you right. They'll do it if they feel it in their heart and they feel your pain and shit, right? They will, listen to you, hear you out, and they'll be like, okay, well, let's do this, let's have some fun. Let's, kick it together. Let's have a moment and another thing. Either that will, that'll at least get you out of, your, current state where you are, frustrated or upset or, whatever negative emotions you're feeling, and you'll, be better because you're, hanging out with me and other things, and then when you go, it's fine too, because I, create, great experiences for myself, even when you ain't around. These people, when they're in love, they fall deeply in love too. That's the thing about these people. When they fall in love, they fall deeply in love. You probably shouldn't, do these people wrong, because they will pour into you. They will pour, time and energy into you. These people, won't tell lies. They won't, do that. If they feel, some type of way about something, they'll let you know. And that's for the people they love and shit. Other people, that's none of their business. But for you, the person they love, cherish, care for deeply, because these are deep lovers, I keep telling you that, they will do that for you. They'll care for you, they'll get you things, they'll, spend time with you, get to know you on a deeper level, if you know what I mean. These people, do it all. Anything you like, these are romantic lovers now. So all that fun shit you see and other things, but that's only if you, are deep enough too. You have to be kind of deep and willing to, dive deeper into, certain things. What about your past? This and that. That's cool. But and now let's move forward together. Is what these people try to do. They crave ways of change. This is Pisces and Venus. And that's what they do. Flowers and this and that, that comes whenever, these people, it ain't always about the things in the words, but it's about that, but it's more about the deep connection you have with that lover, and when you hurt them, they're hurt. Trust me, they're hurt. They're disappointed, they're feeling all types of ways. That could be family members, that could be their significant other, that could be, a close friend. They feel hurt, they'll be hurt. And they'll let you know too, you have hurt me deeply, and actually, if you're the one on the receiving end, you'll feel that too. You should probably, make amends with that person or whatever, but they don't want to hold on to that, they don't want to. They don't want to hate you or anything. They don't want to hate you. They don't want to, do that. They'll probably, be some type of way for a little bit, and then, they'll create another, experience, another, whatever. But you should definitely, if you're invested in somebody like this, keep them around. They do love you. They do. They pour their time, their energy, their soul into your fucking relationship. These people who are like that. So don't push them away. And that's Venus and Pisces for y'all. Try to stay cool on the corner. You might not like talking, but, do that if you're one of these people.